Coming up here on Chicago Bears Now, could the Bears trade this player before week one? We'll talk about that player coming up here in just a few moments. But first, happy Memorial Day, everybody. To anyone who has family members who have served, or if you have served, we appreciate you. So shout out to all of our veterans out there. And also, if anybody wants to subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. We are continuing to pump out content here on a daily basis here on Chicago Bears Now. News, rumors, OTAs coverage, which they'll be back on the practice field tomorrow. I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. So plenty to look forward to. So lock us in here on Chicago Bears Now. Okay, my name is Harrison Graham. Bleacher Report put out an idea that maybe Braxton Jones could be someone that gets traded before week one. They put out an article of few players around the league that could use a fresh start, and for teams that trading this player could make some sense. And Braxton Jones was mentioned as a player that could fit that bill. And a lot of what they wrote here essentially was, the Bears drafted Ozzy Trapilo. Braxton Jones is in the final year of his contract. He's also coming off an injury, not fully healthy yet. Maybe trading him makes sense for both sides. And I certainly do think there's some credence to that thought. So I thought I would go through just some pros, some cons, some general overall thoughts about this idea, and then kind of come up with a conclusion at the end of this video. So let's get to some pros first. Obviously, the pros of trading Braxton Jones would be you still get value for him while you still can, right? Because in a contract year, if you let him walk, you probably get some sort of a comp pick. But what if you keep him and he doesn't even start this year and he's just a backup? You're probably looking at like a 6th or 7th round pick at best. So if there's an offer that's better on the table for you, that is certainly a reason why you would consider this. And look, let's face it, if Darnell Wright continues to ascend as a right tackle, they've already invested heavily in their interior, right? Left guard, center, right guard. What are the chances that the Bears are also going to pay Darnell Wright, which on the low end is going to be $20 million per year, probably more like 25 if he has a big year, and Braxton Jones, even if it's on the low end of like serviceable starting left tackle money. Like Cam Robinson just got $14 million from the Texans on a 1-year deal this offseason. Like starting left tackles get good money, even if they're not among the best in the league. It will cost, I would guess, in the $15 million per year range, and if he has a solid year, probably more like 20. I mean, that's just the cost of business, and you've already paid Joe Tooney a 2-year extension. You gave Jonah Jackson a 1-year extension through 2027. Drew Dahlman's making $14 million per year. Listen, I am not going to ever complain at a team investing too much in the offensive line, especially with what we've seen from the Bears over the years. But I'm just being realistic. If they pay Darnell Wright, I can't see them paying Braxton Jones. Now, maybe it'd be a 1-year deal. Maybe they would franchise tag him, although that number would probably be too high. Maybe on a short-term type of situation it could happen, but I just don't think that's very likely, especially given that they have drafted Kiran Amegadjie and Ozzy Trapilo over the last couple of drafts. Okay, the cons. Speaking of those two, Amegadjie and Trapilo, they're still unproven. There was moments for Amegadjie last year, especially in that Washington game. Very small sample size. What we saw from him when he had to play last year was more bad than good. Not necessarily his fault. He really wasn't supposed to play at all last year, coming off the injury, coming out of Ivy League school, Yale. He was put in a bad situation, but the fact is he's pretty unproven, and so is Ozzy Trapilo. They've spoken highly about his intelligence, and they like what they've seen so far, but that's a leap. Like, especially before the pads come on, which won't happen until training camp, it's hard to have a true good feel about where he would be as a rookie, meaning that there's a very real scenario that Braxton Jones is the best left tackle on this team in what is a pretty pivotal year. Like, yes, it's the first year for Ben Johnson. It's not make or break for him, but it's year 2 of Caleb Williams. You're in this window with him on his rookie contract. If you want to develop him properly and give him the best chance for success and give the team the best chance of success to win a lot of football games on this rookie deal, you can't be wasting seasons. You already wasted last year. So if there is a significant drop-off or even just somewhat of a drop off from Braxton Jones to the other two guys, well, then you can't trade Braxton Jones, even if you don't believe long term he's in your plans. Like if you don't budget for that, it would still make more sense to keep him on your roster this year than it would to just trade him away because, well, we're not going to pay him. Well, if he's the best player at left tackle right now, play it out this year and you can worry about next year. And look, Braxton's not some scrub. I think people kind of get him mixed up as a bad player, and that's not the case. He's been an average to above average left tackle since he joined the NFL, since he got drafted in the 5th round out of Southern Utah. I mean, I think his PFF grades have been misleading historically, but still 77 overall, 80 pass block, 70 run block last year, gave up just 5 sacks, had 7 penalties. Like, he's solid. You know what he is when he's healthy. Is he the 16th best left tackle in the NFL when healthy? I would say that's fair. I think he's a middle of the road starting left tackle, which there's a lot to be said for that. You can do a lot worse than Braxton Jones. It's not too dissimilar from Charles Leno, right? Like, he was a 5th round pick for a reason, but he is probably better than when he got drafted, and you can do a lot worse. Now, you can do better, and I think the Bears are hoping that one of Amegadjie or Trapilo is an upgrade over Braxton Jones, but at this point in time, we simply just do not know that. We don't know that to be the case. So, Bleacher Report proposed a 4th and a 7th round pick for Braxton Jones, which, hey, listen, if he's not in your future plans and if you feel good about your other options, then it's not bad value, right? Coming off a major injury, he had ankle surgery, fractured the fibula there. If a team offered you a 4 and a 7 and you felt great about one of the other options there, that's not bad return, right? Like, you got 3 good years out of him. You drafted him in the 5th round. Even if you played the comp pick formula game, at best, you would get a 3rd. So if a 4th and a 7th is out there as a guarantee, that's pretty appealing. But again, you got to feel good about your other options if you're going to pull that trigger. And that's kind of where I'm at with this whole thing. I think the only way I would trade him, first of all, I would not do it right now. I have to get the pads on, get the training camp, see Braxton be back and healthy, along with Trapilo and Amegadjie. And if he legitimately got beat out, if one of the other options, Trapilo or Amegadjie, is just better, then I could envision myself opening this scenario. But even then, I still need to feel pretty good about the other one that doesn't beat him out. Let's say Trapilo beats him out. He's the week 1 starting left tackle. Well, I still need to feel good about Amegadjie at least being a serviceable swing tackle because offensive linemen get hurt all the time. Because what you don't want to do is say, well, Trapilo's about the same, maybe even a little better than Braxton. Let's trade Braxton. But Amegadjie is just a disaster. And if Darnell Wright or Trapilo gets hurt, we don't have a solid swing tackle. Because if Braxton Jones got beat out but became your swing tackle, he's probably the best swing tackle in the NFL because we know he's a starting caliber player. So, I think it's a long shot they would trade him. Again, I think you'd have to feel good about both Trapilo and Amegadjie, at least one as a starter and one as a swing tackle option. Are they going to have enough information out of training camp and the preseason to come to that determination? Who knows? Now, another caveat I would add is even if they don't have enough information on that, what if they do have enough information on Braxton off this injury? Strength of his game was his mobility, his movement doesn't look the same. He still can't anchor at an elite level because he hasn't been able to train and lift in the offseason program and all that stuff. And even when he was able to do that, anchoring was a problem. Like, if they know something that other teams don't, I could be like, okay, I get it. Like, he already was above average at best, and now off this injury, he doesn't move as well. And with his inability to anchor consistently, his athletic profile is what makes him a starting caliber player in the NFL. But if that diminishes and he can't anchor, then he's probably more like a backup tackle in the league. So that would be the one curveball. But all in all, I don't think I would be in a position to trade Braxton Jones unless the other two guys you just felt really, really strongly about. And look, maybe that'll happen over the next couple of months. So you guys comment below. Would you trade Braxton Jones? Yes or no? Go ahead and let me know down in the comment section of today's video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Happy Memorial Day. Appreciate the well wishes in the comments from yesterday's video as well. I read them all, and I do greatly appreciate it. You guys are the best. So bear down, subscribe. We'll see you back in the studio tomorrow. See ya.